Hello, it's Lianne from Dark Horse Studio. We're back today to talk to you again about this piece. Last Friday we went live with this Duncan Fife style buffet and we taught you how to prep and paint it. If you missed it, you can go and check out our videos. They're under demos at our website, which is darkhorsestudio.ca. If you look under demos, we're just starting to get our videos going. So we prepped it and we painted it with soapstone by Fusion Mineral Paint. I did forget to mention last week, we did not use half of this pint. So we didn't quite use half, and we put 2 full coats on this piece. So that is just how far the paint goes, particularly when you pick a color that's got this incredible coverage. So we had some requests to distress. So today we are going to distress this piece. Everybody's got a different idea of how they want to do it, and that's okay. I'm going to be using sandpaper P150. Most people would be aghast by that. They think I should use something much higher, but you need to work with what you're comfortable with. I find this works great for me. I did lightly distress the top and the sides already because I didn't want to totally bore you today. When you're distressing, it's totally up to you. I did a light distress today. This is a Duncan Fife piece. It's a little more formal. Little clean lines, simple lines. We're not looking for chipping, peeling, 200 years old farmhouse with this piece. We're just going to give it some character. Again, that's totally a personal decision. So, Norm, if you want to zoom in a little bit, I'm just going to show you. So what I say to myself is, where would this piece wear? Well, it's going to wear wherever there's trim and corners. You see the way I'm revealing just that little bit there? That's what I want to do. So I know we went live, but we're so incredibly organized that we didn't tell anybody we were going live. So I don't think we're going to have a lot of people on here. We're not going to have a lot of questions, but I'm just going to keep working away. I always check my feeds afterwards, so don't be afraid to ask me a question later.
Even I didn't know we were going live.
No, that's right. Poor guy thought he was just coming in to do inventory. You shouldn't be afraid when you're distressing. If you take too much off, you can just put another coat of paint on. That's all there is to it. The other thing we're going to do when we're done is we're going to put a top coat on this. So Fusion Mineral Paint has a built-in top coat. It does not need it most of the time. I've got I'd say a medium to dark color here. It really probably only needed the top coat on the top because that's where all the wear and tear happens. But fingerprints, dust, when you get into the darker colors, no matter whose paint you're using, sometimes it's nice to have a top coat. The other thing with top coats is, kind of hard to open this without hardware on. Very easy, don't put your hardware on until you've sanded and until you put your top coat on. Do it the other way once and you'll know what I'm talking about. So, the other thing I can talk about today is top coats. Fusion carries several top coats, lots of different choices. We've got waxes, we've got colored waxes, clear waxes, we've got stain and finishing oils in different colors. Today I'm going to use the stain and finishing oil in natural, which I'm going to demo next. The top coat that comes in matte and gloss is a really fabulous water-based product, but it's not great on medium to dark colors. It's got a tendency to cloud. So This is a medium color. You're really kind of taking a chance here. You could probably try and do the Topcoat if you wanted, but I really want that stain and finishing oil today, and that's what I wanted to demo with you. So this is pretty much distressed to the extent that I want to distress this piece today. So the other thing that I really recommend are the blue shop cloths. You can get them at Canadian Tire, Princess Auto, Home Hardware. They're great. So I'm just going to wipe the dust off. Again, just to speed things up, I did do the top and the side before we came on here. And the next thing I'm going to do is work with my stain and finishing oil. So Norm, if you want to come over here. Stain and finishing oil is oil-based. So we do not use it on the whites. Any oil-based product does have a tendency to yellow over time. So I would not use the stain and finishing oil on a white piece. I would use the Topcoat. So I've opened it. And it's really important, don't shake because you'll get bubbles in it, but it's really important to stir it and get all that good stuff off the bottom. It is not no VOC, volatile organic compound. It can't be because it's oil-based.
And why are you using your proctologist gloves?
Because it's oil-based, that's all. I'm not the tidiest person. I think you know that about me.
Indeed.
So this is going on shiny. It will not stay shiny. It will dry with a very, I don't even want to use the word sheen. It's going to dry just one above matte. I use because it's an oil-based product, again, don't use one of your $34 brushes for this. This is the Fusion Workshop 2-inch brush. It's $5.99. It's the perfect brush for applying this. So as I was saying before I was interrupted, is that we can't call this no VOC, but we can call this lower VOC. It's got a lot less bad stuff, talking technical here, than some of the other products. It looks like a really small jar. It actually will go as far as other people's much larger jars, just because it's full of good stuff and not full of bad stuff. So what I do is I'll brush this on. It will take up to several days to completely cure. This one's the natural. Maybe we should zoom in on the product. You can see there is a little color to it, but that's not going to show up on your piece when it's done.
Now, I think we're just going to do the top so that we don't involve a lot of time here. And then once the piece is totally finished and we've installed the hardware, we'll put a picture on the website and it will be available for sale.
You can see just how smooth this is going on. And this provides an incredible amount of protection from wear and tear, from fingerprints, from dust.
Now, Lianne, when you were painting this piece, you were telling everyone to use long strokes. Not so important when you're putting the stain finishing oil on?
It's not, for a couple of reasons. And that's another reason why this is so easy to work with. I'm actually just going to let this sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm actually going to buff it off. I'm going to rub in a circular motion. Because I'm putting it on top of paint, if I was putting this stain and finishing oil on top of raw wood, the wood would just be sucking it in a good way. But it's sitting on top of paint, so it's not going to get sucked in so much because it's got fusion mineral paint as the barrier. So what I want to do is I'm going to buff. So those brush strokes, is one of those times that those brush strokes don't matter. How awesome is that? And again, make sure you use a blue lint cloth or an applicator pad, paper towel. You've got way too much lint in it, and you will be crying. You'll only make that mistake once.
Trust me, the piece won't rattle when it's done.
No, it's sitting up on our dolly still, isn't it? So again, there is a bit of a sheen right now. Most of that's going to be gone when it dries. It is oil-based. It can take a few days, depending on the weather. It's not going to take a few days in this case because it is the middle of winter in Ontario. The furnace is going. Things are drying really quickly right now. In the middle of the summer, this can take 6 hours to several days in the middle of humidity in the summer. But the other beauty with this is when it's fully cured, like a month from now, a year from now, unlike wax, if you decide you want to paint this, you can just paint right over this after it's fully cured. I wouldn't do that after a week or anything, but you can just see the beautiful difference already with this. So if you're watching us on Facebook, we will update the finished product on Facebook. We'll also put the link to our website, darkhorsestudio.ca. And by all means, ask us any questions you want. And we're developing a nice little video library right now. So send us some other ideas of what you'd like to see done. Take care, guys. Have a great day. Stay safe. Stay hopeful. Bye-bye.